Here's the thing. If you're acting that different, kiss me on the lips right now. See, no, you're the same. Chill the fuck out, dude.
Lick me.
See, Robbie gets it. I'm gonna actually go lick him to make sure that I'm not the same.
It's not gonna bother me. Unfazed.
Talking with words.
Welcome back to Talking with Words. You're here with Rob. You're up.
And Patrick.
There you go.
Robbie.
And Ryan.
And you're gonna have to hold something steady. Can you not hear that? That like shaking? Yeah, that's the one.
Got it.
Yeah, that's you.
Got it.
What was I saying? Yes. Tonight we watched Dog Soldiers from 2002. If you have not heard of this film, shame, because it's phenomenal. It's described as a routine military exercise turns into a nightmare in the Scottish wilderness, and that's it. That's all you
that
need to
checks
know.
out.
That's really all you need to know.
Pretty much the whole
Yeah.
movie.
This stars some people that you know from some stuff. Is that appropriate?
That's fair.
That's accurate.
That's fair.
Sean Pertwee, we talked about from
Event
E-
Horizon.
an Equilibrium.
Yes.
Kevin McKidd, he do the TV version of the Dead Zone?
Maybe.
Is that him?
I don't know. He's in Grey's
He's got-
Anatomy.
Liam Cunningham has been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Other than Game of Thrones, he was recently in Three Body Problem, which I've talked about again. I love that fucking show.
And literally the entire cast was in Doomsday.
Yes, and this is Neil Marshall, who also did The Descent.
Yeah. That's coming back to theaters.
I also want to give Sam Pertwee the credit for being Alfred.
You're gonna have to you're gonna have to get that mic back up if you want to talk there, bud.
I would like to give Sam
There we go.
Pertwee credit for being in Gotham.
I thought if I sat down here, it would.
No, that's not how this works. It's a mixture of physics and just basic intelligence. We'll get there.
Lacking most of both of those things.
Your wife would be proud that you keep leaning in, though. Yes, he was also Alfred in Gotham.
Thanks for
Yeah.
that.
Let's finish that thought out. Was there a parent's guide to this?
There was. There is.
There was. There is.
Yeah. Rated R for strong violence, gore, and language. Sex and nudity, none. Violence and gore, severe. Profanity, severe. Alcohol, drugs, and smoking, mild. Frightening and intense scenes, moderate.
Moderate?
Yeah.
I'd say it's a little bit more than moderate.
There was a lot going on there.
There was.
Dare I
Is
say
a
there
rating
was a?
between moderate and severe? I don't think
It's
so.
not Sever.
Sever.
Ever.
Ever.
I don't know.
I appreciate the level of gore that they brought to the
They did-
scenes.
It was fun, right?
Yeah. Once the werewolves had their way with you, there was some bone and blood and
Some intestines
Some lapping.
spilling
Yeah.
out.
Yep.
You can put them back in.
Yep.
They won't fit.
There, and I'll need to shout out to my buddy Kevin Vasquez, who I tried to get on here tonight.
Oh,
He brought this to me whenever it became available on DVD, 2000,
3 probably.
yeah, 2, 3, and we watched it a lot. And he laughed so much at the dumb, what are you scared of? Women and spiders and spider women joke. And I just let him have it. And I was always like, oh, Kevin, you just, yeah. You laugh at that joke, and then you laugh when they tear these people apart
No
as they're
kidding.
werewolves. This is a person I want to be friends with.
Sure, he got along with Duncan real well
I think he ate him.
because Duncan loves this movie too.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Just the lines and the first act is them still being on this military exercise. And What was their objective? Did they ever?
It sounded like they were trying to find that other squad.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
that
a
was it?
capture kill mission.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they established they were 50 kilometers away from the other squad where they felt like they were, and then they were mapping out the best route to get to them, which led them to the gorge,
Yep.
which is that's where things started to kind of
Their stomping grounds.
really started to come alive.
We
In
met
my
the
opinion.
cow.
The
Yeah.
cow. The cow was
Cow.
the
Yeah.
cow was the turning point
Yeah, they
of question.
That's when you really start,
I still have no idea how that joke ends because the cow
and you never will.
interrupted.
Yeah.
Man,
I think that's the point too. It probably doesn't have an ending. It's one of those.
yeah.
But I
He's
mean,
like, you know what? Fuck you, people. I'm gonna make this great setup. I've got nothing to follow it up
Like
with.
the three seashells.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I wonder if the werewolf was listening to their banter and their joking and then listened to the joke and said, screw this. Now I'm throwing the cow. Going to put an end to all this right now.
Don't have a cow,
Got him.
man.
Makes sense.
Okay. One thing that we skipped, and I just wrote down a whole bunch of slang that I really liked. Shit wank, one of my favorites, and that was early on. Also, if you remember, the movie started with a couple camping. Then we went back to,
It was 2 weeks prior. Now we're
Weeks.
4 weeks ahead.
and then we went forward.
It's 2
for-
hours prior.
Oh, was it 2 hours prior?
So the couple that was camping, what happened with them? Then it said 2 hours earlier,
Yeah.
and then jumped to 4 weeks later.
4 weeks ahead. Oh yeah, that was the
Which
shoot
4
the
weeks
dog
makes sense
incident.
because like cycles of the moon, phases of the moon.
Yeah.
But like, why did they jump? Oh, 2 hours earlier, and it shows the squad.
What's your sign?
Taurus, I think.
Okay.
Whatever that means. I didn't understand the 2 hours earlier and then the jump to 4
Yeah,
weeks
that was
later.
that was a weird one.
Yeah.
So
they just wanted you to know that this squad was already moving out, but then like 2 hours later,
I don't know what they wanted you to know.
I think I feel that they wanted to navigate it to a point to where there was a territory that those creatures hunted, and I think the couple that was camping was in their territory, whereas when Cooper was on his 22-hour and whatever 45-minute hiatus of not being found was in a different territory.
he was going through like a selection process. To
He
get off the
was.
special forces squad.
He was, but when you put it all together, and I'm not trying to get too far ahead, but when you put it together, Ryan, who was his captain, knew where to have that exercise versus the other exercise that took place
Yeah.
later.
You're right.
Yeah.
The
So when
whole thing was
Yeah.
based around
Ryan's knowledge of
Mhm.
what was out there
There.
versus he was trying to hand select people for that team. Cooper was supposed to be part of that. Cooper failed because he wouldn't kill the animal,
Mhm.
and that was a flag for Ryan.
He needed people.
And
that
then
would
when
kill
you
the
put
animal.
it together metaphorically, K9, I don't know, but I just feel like the couple they were in the wrong place at the wrong time,
Mm.
and Ryan had his training ordeal in a different territory, knowing that they would be okay. So I think there
Right.
was a whole purpose to the way it was written out.
Well, the purpose was to capture.
One of those specimens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were going to do that with that exercise.
Right.
But it also sounds like it was a failed attempt prior to that. If I missed it, maybe I did, but in his monologue,
One of his monologues.
one of his final monologues, it was almost telling that it had been attempted before. but he knew about it. He knew they were out there.
Okay, so I was looking at the Sarge's monologues. His first one is Eddie Oswald's tattoo.
Well, real quick before you get into the
Yeah,
monologue,
yeah.
all these actors are Scottish, and so I think we were probably like 30 seconds into the movie when you're
Yeah.
like, "Wait, I got to turn on subtitles because they're Scottish and
Yeah.
they're speaking English."
With a Scottish accent.
But yeah, it's definitely
But
Because they're
slang.
in Scotland.
right. But I mean, like we Americans can't understand a word they're saying.
Yeah.
So, but
There were a lot of times
but that
they
made
were
it even
using
funnier
slang.
because like the subtitles made it to where we could actually read what words they were saying because you couldn't understand the words they were saying, but being able to read them didn't help much either because the things they were saying made no sense.
I can relate. Being from the part of Arkansas that I grew up in, I can relate. I feel like when I watch family reunions videos, need subtitles because those rednecks speak a different language. So I get it.
Boomhauer.
I can relate.
It was fun though. You're like, I just learned something new. Like shit wink.
Twatter.
Twatter. Yeah.
Twatter. You're such a twatter.
We turned on subtitles thinking it would help. I don't think it helped.
It helped me
No.
feel better.
It made me confirm that they were saying what I thought they were saying, but it
Yeah,
didn't.
I was hearing it right.
There's-
It just didn't help me understand what I was hearing.
Yes.
There's a lot going on.
But did
Euro
it,
trip.
A lot of
You
nuance.
guys are on a totally different level of swearing here.
but did it but did it feel like as the movie went on and the action got more and more around the attack on the where they were holding up that you could understand more of what they were saying because it was just there was no more slang. It was just direct.
Well, they would have conversations that they weren't going full on Barney, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But then they would have it where they'd have like four in a row where it's just, oh, that, no, that, this, that. And we're all like, what the fuck? Okay. I'm just going to use context at this point because I don't understand any of that. But that makes it more fun to me.
I mean, you even called it out
It was
where like
enjoyable.
the couple of actors that were in this movie that have gone on to bigger and better things were the ones that spoke slower. So you actually understand what-
They concentrated a little bit more.
Yeah, it was a good call. It was a good
Yeah.
it was a good observation.
Yep.
Yeah, look at was it Sarge
Pertwee,
Pertwee. Jesus.
Sean Pertwee.
Pertwee. He yeah, talked a lot
Alfred
slower.
from Gotham.
Talked a lot, yeah,
Shout
of
out to
course,
Gotham.
from talked a lot slower than everybody else.
Yep.
Concentrate a little bit more.
So the monologues. Going on a tangent there.
He had like two great monologues. One was the devil tattoo, and then the other one was the I just wrote Sarge's monologue number 2. Damn it. It was talking about the barn right before he
Oh yeah.
well, that was a waste of fucking time, wasn't it?
Let's
Great
talk
notes
about
though. I mean,
Damn.
well let's
yeah,
talk
Sarge's
about the
second
barn.
monologue.
Let's talk about the barn.
I was eating pizza.
I remember a specific scene where the female character, can't remember her name, apologize, but she glanced out the boarded up window. You can see her looking at the tree line and she sees the two creatures.
Yep.
And it's almost as if they are acknowledging her. She's acknowledging them. She looks at the barn and then she comes up with the idea of how or where they want to hold up. And she mentioned the vehicle in the barn.
Yep.
And I, it's been almost 20 years, since I've seen this movie. So it kind of recalled some memory to me that, oh, she's setting them up.
Yeah.
She's communicating telepathically with the pack somehow because you could see the look in her eyes
Oh yeah.
and you could see their look and there was some acknowledgement. So it's one of those shots or the way the character was being very deceitful and planning this out. And I thought that was very creative. But at the same time, if you weren't really paying attention to that, you would have never picked up on the fact that why she was looking out that
Yeah.
window and why they went to the barn until that conversation took place between her and Cooper.
Which is one of the questions that I remember having. You had it when we were watching this. Why was she still in human form the whole time this was going on? They never answered that, right?
Spoiler alert.
No,
Well,
they didn't.
it goes back to your point. Patrick was talking about, don't they only change during full moons at
Mhm.
night? And then you brought up the fact that, well, they were active and attacking during the day. Leads me to believe that this is one of those packs or whatever species that can change at will when they want to. They had a purpose. She held off as long as she could. And I think the closer the pack got to her, more the urge
Mm.
for her to change. Because if you notice, right before she was about to change, she said, I unlocked the door. They've been here the whole time.
Yeah.
And then they start walking in. So I think there's a correlation of what you were
Yeah.
saying, what
Yeah.
Patrick was asking. It all kind of
She was also a biologist, wasn't she?
zoologist.
A zoologist.
Zoologist.
Well, that was her story. She was
That
there
was
to
her story.
study,
But if
but it turns out she was one the whole time. So was she actually there to study and then became one, or was
well,
that just like a whole made up story?
She said she came there to be closer to nature and she got
Yeah.
what she asked for. So I think they made her a
Mhm.
part of the pack.
Yeah. I always liked that I unlocked the door. They've been here the whole time. I remember when I saw that the first time, I was like, yeah, fuck, I saw that coming, but damn.
And didn't Cooper say, you were the one taking the pictures? That's why you weren't in the pictures.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I was thinking if she's been studying zoology for all those years, um, having that condition, if you will, um, could she have been studying to figure out how to control it more, how to change when you want to change back, all that other stuff?
Well, I wonder if that takes time and skill to be able to control that, because the soldiers that were eventually changing held off as long as they could before they let it take them over.
Yeah. It's just kind of that slow.
Yeah, I could see that
you,
being
you
a,
get bitten as you get infected. It gets worse and worse.
But also, like some of the guys
Ultimately
changing,
change.
I don't even know if they were ever bitten or if they were just scratched. Because like that dude's intestines were spilling out, but that was because they took like a swipe at him.
yeah, depending on the lore, a lot of werewolf stuff, if you get scratched, you still turn.
Cat scratch fever.
Uh, if I can, I want to go back to the scene where she's talking to Cooper directly. They're sitting at the table. I believe it's right after he hands her the pistol. He slides the pistol, and Ryan starts. He's talking,
Yep.
and she tells him to shut up, but then she calls him by name, and Cooper
Oh, yeah.
is like, "How do you know his name?"
Yeah.
And then the story starts to kind of come out that they know each other, they've worked with each other, and then Ryan starts to tell his story
Mm-hmm.
about what his real intent was for the exercise, what he had been working on.
What he wanted them there for.
Right. Um, and I don't know that Ryan, I don't know that Ryan's character truly anticipated being turned. He was out there more to get the gold, right? Get the specimen, take it back.
Yeah.
That was his mission.
This was a straight up alien move, getting the xenomorph, taking it back.
Absolutely.
Bug hunt.
Absolutely. Bug
Yeah.
hunt. Bug hunt. Yep. But I do like the way they played it out to where there was the myth, the conspiracy, because Cooper was telling some stories about about the finding of the tent, shredded, blood
Mhm. Yep.
everywhere, and then hikers disappearing.
Never catching anybody for it, all being still
Right.
unsolved.
And that
Yeah.
was long before they, got down into the gorge.
Yeah.
So there had to be some stories and myths and legends leading up to that
Yeah.
in that area.
I like one of the early scenes as they're it's either right before or right after they got to the gorge. But they're kind of going through, and it gives you like one guy's using night vision. You can see green from what he's viewing, and then you can see kind of that black and white and gray
Yeah.
kind of going through, and it seems like a different, um, like a different form of night vision or whatever. It's almost like your team against
They're
team
only
out there.
piecing it together. Yeah.
Yeah, when it's really, dogs see black and white,
Yeah.
so it's not team against
Oh, I
team.
just now caught on to that.
It's
know,
team against
It's great.
dog soldiers.
I would be interested in understanding, like, how did the family become what they are? Were they turned, or were they? Have they always were they born into that?
Seemed like that was an older thing.
Right,
That house.
Yeah.
right.
But they didn't, I mean, they don't do the backstory on all of it. They just, this is out here. We wanted to exploit it. You're the bait. Go.
Which I kind of like that. I mean, they
Yeah.
don't need to provide a backstory or anything. They just jump right into it. Like,
Yeah, you don't
these
need a
things are already
whole-
here.
Well, I mean, everything in the house seemed to be very um, old and
Rustic.
historical, maybe even you could call it Victorian. I don't know what you call that, but the photographs of the family seem to be very up to date for the time that the movie was filmed and the setting that they put.
Yeah.
So it just curiosity for me is like, hey, do they update their photographs every 50 years or whatever it is? Because I'm sure they don't age. But I would be interested in understanding how the family became those.
I'm also
those
interested
creatures.
when they're in their human form. Do they know that they become werewolves, or do they know what they're doing while they're werewolves? Because like when the soldiers discovered the house, there was like food on the table and a pot of food on the stove that was just starting to boil.
Right.
It was almost like they were planning to sit down to dinner, and oh wait, full moon, we're changing, and so then they all got out of there.
So that's a good point. But the one thing that I picked up on with not seeing this movie in so many years that I forgot was when the female character openly took offense to them helping themselves to the food,
Oh, yeah.
as if it
Was
was
that
a
food still going to be good 8 hours later when the sun
well,
came up?
but as if it was a personal
forage, it's
like
good.
it's like if someone came into your house and they just started helping themselves to your pantry,
Sure.
you're going to take a little bit of a personal offense to that. So it almost is like she reacted as, hey, don't
That's my food.
yeah, like what are you doing? So
But also at the same time, like if they made it through the whole night and the next morning they turn back into humans and they come back to the house, like that's not breakfast food. I'm not eating that for breakfast.
I,
And
fi-
it's going to sit there for 8 hours. Like,
I find it
I'm not-
odd.
Your
that-
options are limited.
I find it odd that they were under attack and then she showed up at the right time.
they were literally
Unscathed.
running
It's
through the
very
woods
subtle.
away
Unscathed.
from them, and this
Unscathed.
car shows up, and as they're running down to the car, she's screaming, "Get in!" Like she already knows what's happening.
Yeah. Megan knew what was up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was
Yeah.
like when that dude fell in front of the car and she slammed on her brakes, and he's like, "Stop, stop, stop!" She's like, "Get in, get in!" Like you just see a whole bunch of soldiers running through the woods towards you, and you start
And
screaming,
she's
"Get-
like, I got a new Saturday night
get-
plan, baby.
get in my car!"
It's James's dream.
They're about to make some more stew for that bread.
Mm.
But
Bum, bum, bum.
yeah, it does line up. I mean, because think about it. She's luring them in right to the one location where they can hold up. But
That's-
really and truly,
That's true. She said, "I got a house 50 kilometers from here, but the closest one is this farmhouse."
Yeah, really and truly, that's like
Yeah.
that's the kill zone.
Yep.
And those creatures knew where to attack, how to get in. They were just buying.
I mean, that's a
time.
coordinated effort where 6 out of 7 of them are werewolves, and the seventh one is like, "You stay in human form and drive this car. We'll lead them to you. You get them in the car and take them to our house."
Classic vampire tactics, man.
Sure.
Pack hunting.
Exactly. So there are between them running away from the first attack and running into Megan, who, oh, get in my car. I'm a woman with no bra. Uh, there are multiple great things that happen. My One of my favorites is when Sarge gets slashed and he's like, push my guts back in, and he's like, I'm pushing your guts back in. He's like, they won't fucking fit. That delivery, I don't know why it stuck with me ever since the first time I've seen this. I still laugh at it. It's horrible. I'm a horrible person. And then
But like they came out of there. Why would they not fit back
they
in
should
there?
go
They
back
should
in.
go back in.
You got to use your thumb and push it. We don't need to get into it, but
Just jiggle it.
I just love it so much. And I also love, and this is actually when they're in the house, but when they're trying to super glue his stomach back together, and he goes, "Just fuck it, just knock me out." The guy punches him, and he goes,
Harder.
"Hit me, you pussy!"
Knocks
One
him out
punch
cold.
didn't do it.
But then, like, I guess that second punch was so incredibly hard that there was literally two werewolves in that room,
Hanging out.
one standing over him, the other one like still trying to crawl through the window. And the soldiers come in and are like fighting them off, and all that noise doesn't wake him
No,
up.
they knocked his ass out.
Guy's screaming Sarge at the top of his lungs, probably 5 or 6
Yeah.
times before he finally stirred and was like, "Oh shoot, werewolves!" Like, how hard did you knock him out?
He played a lot of rugby.
I'm sure a lot of that had to do with like loss of blood and body going into shock and stuff too. But
A lot of blood rushing to the penis.
I mean,
Werewolves.
what are you
I
gonna
think
do?
it's a red rocket at that point.
I think that's what it's called. Yeah. It was a blood moon. All right. What's next? Oh, passports.
Passports.
Passport.
That's code for commercials.
A lot of commercials.
Jesus. There was a line that we all were laughing about where he said it multiple times. Short controlled bursts. When you're getting attacked, use short controlled bursts. Not one person.
And then they would proceed to just
They
lay out
just
with like a 30
auto
round
fire
burst.
an entire magazine in one sitting. But they kept saying it, and I don't think this was intentional, but it's Neil Marshall, so there's no telling. They would say short controlled burst, and they would do the opposite. They would do the machine gun,
Full
and then
auto.
right after that, they would show short controlled burst of the werewolves because they wouldn't do a long shot of them because it wasn't good enough for a full on
If the
werewolf.
camera stayed on them too long, you'd see like
Yeah, you'd see that their arms aren't actually moving
Yeah.
anywhere other than this. They look awesome. I love them.
sure.
But yeah, short control burst. This is the only time I've ever thought about it.
Yeah.
But
And they kept
I
going
like that they
back
kept
and
doing it. Yeah.
doing a shell count after.
convenient.
It's like we've got 48 left. Short control bursts, everybody. The dogs the werewolves would come in, unload a full magazine, and be like, okay, 46 rounds left.
Short control bursts.
Yeah. They
Idiots.
did not keep track of that during filming.
Not like Deadpool, where he's like, oh, 10
Yeah.
rounds. Let's count them down. There's no counting in this movie.
Yeah. No.
So this is a question to Rob and Ryan as artists and directors and creative for such genres here. What is your opinion of the wolves, the costumes, like the way they created those wolves and the just how that all came to life? Like, when you compare that to other werewolf movies, I mean, I thought that was pretty intimidating and realistic, and it fit. But what are y'all's opinions on that?
I mean, you got to give credit to anybody that does any of that,
Yeah.
especially when it's at the level that level we just saw. We could never.
Yeah.
Okay, give us 100 years, maybe we get to that point. That's a level that you want to be at because those were full body suits, full prosthetic pieces. You had somebody in there moving these in the jaws and everything. It looked great. I think Patrick mentioned it very early on, the silhouette or maybe you were talking about the silhouettes through the woods. Yeah,
Yeah.
that stuff. You don't get that look, and you remember it if it's just a cheap suit. So you got to give them a lot of credit for doing what they did and going as far as they went because it
I was gonna
looked
say
awesome.
for the time period they did a fantastic job because there's no like you can't use CGI or anything like that.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a 23-year-old movie. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, it just goes to show 23 years later, we're still enjoying it. That's a proven point like Jurassic Park. Practical effects beat special effects any day.
yeah. Go
They-
back and
they-
watch John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah.
That's an homage to how good practical effects are.
But
It
yeah,
wins out every time.
that's the all the old school Tom Savini style
Yeah.
uh makeup and costumes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's impressive. I mean, it still holds up
Absolutely.
23 years later.
I will say that the way the creatures looked reminded me of the silhouettes of the werewolves from The Howling. Not
Yeah.
so much when you saw them on scene straight
yeah.
up. They were more hairy from head to toe, but when you saw the silhouettes,
The wide mouth.
the
jaw.
the pointed ear,
Yeah.
the long snout, the broad shoulders, the skinny muscular frame.
Yeah.
It kind of no, I don't want to say that they paid an homage to that, but when you go back and look at um, the way they put together the suits and the makeup and everything for the Howling, and then you look at this, it was pretty impressive. Now the difference is in the Howling, they went to the extent of showing the entire transformation,
Oh yeah.
and you got that special effect. Whereas with this movie, you'd see the character drop down and then pop back up, and they've already changed.
Yeah. You'd have the eye
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah.
You'd have a mouth
nails,
effect, maybe.
Which
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I'll be honest with you, from a realistic standpoint, I appreciate that versus someone standing in a room screaming and watching someone change. I'm looking for a door
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you're changing. You're not going to go anywhere, right?
You got a minute.
You got a minute. Bones got to crack. You got to grow a few inches. Snout's got to come out. I'm going to hit the
Snap
door.
them fingers.
Yeah, I'm going to do a 5-minute head start. But the fact that they made it so instant, I thought that was a good touch. I really did. I thought that was a difference between the other werewolf movies where there's just long, painful transformation, whereas you see the characters, they're having the pains, they drop to the floor, they stand up, they're full on werewolf.
Well, what'd you say? It's that time of the month.
That's right. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
That is what she said.
Literally in the
Yeah,
movie.
that is what she
said.
said. I also appreciated that a lot though, because like I mean, it wasn't like instant. It was a couple of seconds, but not like the long drawn out ones. But I mean, for a second you can hear clothing rip. But I love that they put the camera view for the audience as the same view as as the humans had, where like they couldn't see what was happening down on the other side.
Yeah,
of the
they drop
table.
it.
And so like what they were seeing, they're like, what's happening back there? We can't see. And we had that same view. Like we couldn't see either. So it's like, what
What's
is-
she doing back there?
never know what she's doing back there.
Meatloaf.
But no, I like that where it's just like a couple of like maybe 2-3 seconds and they were changed. I mean, you could hear a little bit of clothes ripping and some noises or whatever, and then they pop right back up. But like, yeah, same boat. And it's like what's Ebert says, like the idiot plot is like the only reason these movies continue on is because these main characters are making decisions that no one would ever make in real life.
Right.
But like when that transformation takes 2 seconds, 2 seconds is not that long. Like, are you
Yeah.
really going to understand in 2 seconds? Like, oh, they're changing time for me to run. Let me go. And then it's like too late. They've already changed.
You already picked a
But
whole
like, when
bouquet
they're-
of
when they're-
daisies.
Yeah. When they're taking 30 seconds to mutate or whatever. Yeah, you're right. Like you've got time. Like they're still changing. Get out of there. Run. But like they just sit there and watch like 30 seconds worth of transformation.
That's that deer in the headlights. You don't know what to do. You just
I mean,
freak
it's, true,
out.
it's not something you see every day. So yeah, I mean maybe.
Well, and I also think, but I will say this though. I also think that, and if realistically, if you were to watch something like that in front of you, you're probably going to be in a state of shock.
Masturbating.
You're
Oh,
going
sorry,
to,
but
after that.
Okay.
You're probably going to
After
be
you
in
finish,
that.
you're going to be there for a minute.
It's a fight or flight, right?
Oh,
But
yeah.
I do think there's a level of fear where you're frozen, like a rabbit freezes, or a deer freezes. But um,
I mean, that's fair.
the one thing that I will say is,
I mean, maybe on the first transformation, but they've been fighting these werewolves for like
Hours.
half the movie now.
yeah.
So I mean, by that point, like as the next person's changed,
37
like I already know what's coming. I'm out of here.
Boom.
You know.
We all picked up on some things that went on during the movie as they were hiking out to their rendezvous point that were kind of, off footing as far as whistling.
It's supposed to be an elite group of soldiers,
Right. You're supposed to
They're
be
going against an elite
giving
group.
away their position big
you're
time.
giving away their position.
Well, and they didn't even know that they were being bait for this trap for werewolves. They thought they had a mission to go out and find this other crew.
Yeah, which
And
makes
so,
like
If
to
you're
Robbie's point, it makes sense of why they were so shitty when we were like, why are they doing this?
well, not just
Yeah,
that
they were
shitty,
they
but
were
like,
fall guys. This was a suicide mission. They were
Sure.
going out there to
yeah, but I mean, like they had an objective to find this other team. They wouldn't want to give away their position for that, even if it's just a training exercise. Like, yeah, I mean,
Train
But
how
in
you
the
fight.
beginning, there was a one character, and I don't know if it was Spoon. Maybe it was Spoon that made the comment that, this isn't real. He
Oh,
was
yeah,
acknowledging
yeah.
that this isn't a real, life or death exercise, right? But when you fast forward to movies today and you look at the the real life approaches that they take, they're concealed. They don't give up their cover, things of that nature. I'm just wondering if the difference between now and back then, how many people were picking up on those little nuances or those little, misses. Whereas we're watching it 20 plus years later and we're like, hey, there wouldn't be a movie today with any military team going in to do a exercise that would give up their position, wouldn't send out a scout, they
Right.
wouldn't have a fire, they would be just painted up, dead silent. But
well, I mean, even I mean, this is 2002, so this is after 9/11. This is, I mean, we've got soldiers fighting overseas by this point. So I mean, training exercises, obviously, like everyone in that maneuver knows that it's a training exercise, but you're supposed to take it serious because it's supposed to make you better for when you're actually in the thick of it. So I mean, like these guys, even though it's a training exercise and they know it's not real, like they're supposed to take it seriously, right? Like they're supposed to know, like, don't go away your position. Like we're doing this as training to become better soldiers. So I mean, I don't know. Even back in '02, like they should have known better. Like they're not walking through the woods doing whistle while you work. You know, like,
but I guess my question is, would the common viewer who's watching that movie for the first time in
oh,
2002
that's a fair point.
pick up on those little things?
Yeah.
Whereas we're
Right.
picking up on it now. But
Yeah.
I can see where I think we all made a comment that not only were they giving up their position to the possibly the opposing team, but what they were really doing was sounding the dinner bell
Oh yeah,
to what was
100%.
out there.
Yeah.
They were giving away
For
their
sure.
position
Yeah.
in a different way.
Come and get it.
Yeah, come and get it. Here we are.
Or as they would say, I hope I give you the shits.
Yeah.
That was a great line. I mean, Spoon went out like a badass. Like
Boom was the
Final-
beast of this movie.
final three, like he was a solid character, and the way you, I think the best. I mean, the line delivery was excellent, but like to top it all off, spitting his gum out at the werewolf,
Right in the front of
Ice-
the werewolf's face.
icing on the cake. Like, oh, I hope I give you the shits. Puh, let me smell like gum at you. Like it's all I got left. I'm just gonna spit gum.
That and the last really good one was the Ryan fight. I was like, have you tried licking your balls yet?
Oh yeah.
Ryan, have you tried licking your balls yet?
It's tough.
Preach.
Your balls? But it also had the shot that I remember from this movie more than anything else, where Ryan has the sword through his chest,
Oh.
and he
It
grabs
scrapes
him
on his
and it
teeth.
scrapes it into his mouth. Like,
I instantly thought of American
Nail-
History X
Nails
Yeah,
on a
with like
chalkboard.
the
Bite the curb.
Oh, same
one-
sound. Just
doesn't bother me
Oh.
nearly as much anymore. But I remember when I was a kid watching that.
First
You're
time I
kinda
saw that, I was like,
desensitized.
oh,
Yeah, I don't really have feelings anymore. But
yeah.
yeah.
And I will say, I mean, like, shout out to Sean Pertwee. I mean, like, he took that sword pretty deep in the. I mean, that was like a deep throated.
So deep.
I mean, like, it scraped the teeth, but I mean, like, that thing just kept going. I was like, when is it gonna stop? I mean, like, he's really going after
You
it.
haven't seen the director's cut.
Thank God that border collie was nearby.
No,
That massive border collie.
not now. Not now. Not now.
That hit the 9 foot, 400-pound werewolf and took him to his knees.
Also, like
The one
that
no one,
same dog that watched those werewolves eat like 5 of the other victims.
Finally decided to do.
Finally
something.
was just like, oh, I don't like this.
I've had enough.
I think I'm done with
I
this.
gotta do something. Or I'm next.
But I
Yeah.
will say this: go back to the opening part where Cooper refused to shoot the dog in the head because he had like a kinship, right? He had humanity.
Well, he even said, "I'll kill a dog." Just
So,
not for no
I need to
reason.
know why.
Then
Yeah.
he goes back, and then when he meets that border collie in that house for the first time, the collie actually shakes and is automatically bonding to him. So
Yep.
there's I could see a little bit of a trail that
Oh yeah.
I'm
you
gonna
know,
meet that dog.
I like the
Wanna
first
meet
dog
that
joke on there. Like the first time they come in the kitchen, um, Sarge comes like he grabs the first thing to defend himself, and it's a stick from the firewood
yeah.
pile. And he looks at it. He looks at the werewolf. He goes, "Fetch!"
Fetch.
Throws it across, and the werewolf actually pauses and
I mean, it did
follows the
give him a
stick
half a
across the
second
room.
of distraction. So I mean,
Yeah. Well played, sir.
yeah, mission accomplished.
Well done.
I did like the scene when they walked out before they discovered that the vehicle, the hood, and the engine and everything had been
Oh, yeah.
ripped apart.
Also, why were there so many wires in that engine bay?
I don't know. I
It
think
was
that
like a
just-
rat's nest of wires. Like
Yeah,
a
they added a lot of wires.
lot of wires.
But he's holding up that flare, and then you could see the silhouettes, and you could see
See him
that-
through the windows there.
it's.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine walking outside and seeing that in real life.
Yeah, now I'm getting chubbed up.
I mean, if you're
That was a
not-
great shot.
that was a great shot, in my opinion. That was like a great setup for these things are literally stalking us. They're strategically watching and positioning themselves on how they're going to attack us.
Yeah.
So if that doesn't,
That was
scare
also their
you-
Jurassic Park shot. That held
Oh
it.
yeah.
He held it out there for
and they were,
forever.
they were watching it.
You got the sparks coming.
Also,
yeah.
that was not the first time in that movie he held up a flare. Weren't there flares throughout the whole
I
movie?
think that was the first flare, and then there was another flare where the guy, where Spoon was getting into chasing.
yeah.
Only thing I
That's
could think of
lot,
was
lot of flares.
this motherfucker loves flares because the descent. How many flares?
All of them.
Yeah,
But then, like,
Doomsday,
when they wanted to light
flares.
Flares.
the gasoline on fire to set the whole trail, he grabs a box of wet matches. You got all these flares, and
They used them all. Like shit, we shouldn't have used those for that rave.
But
Like,
yeah.
damn it.
He still
But
had
then
his
dude
lighter
came
that
out
he
with a
chose not to
Molotov
use.
cocktail to
wherever
light
the hell
it
that came
up.
from.
So, I guess that was the whiskey that they were pouring on his guts whenever they were trying to
Yeah.
super glue him shut.
Somebody's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Knock me out.
Yeah. Sarge was the badass in that scene.
Sarge is great.
Yeah.
Really, everybody in this was pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, solid movie for sure.
Liam Cunningham got to be a little twat in this one. You don't see him like that usually. He's kind of an asshole in Three Body Problem. Yeah, no, he was kind of a hero-ish person in Game of Thrones, I guess.
Game of Thrones. He was one of my favorite characters
He's
in that show.
More of a hero
It's like,
though than a.
you really don't want to like any characters in that
No,
show.
they're all-
because
they all
as soon as you
suck.
like them, they'll die or,
Well, they all
be
kinda
like
suck.
a horrible person.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was pretty legit the whole
That
time.
guy looks good. Oh, he fucks his sister. Oh. Well, I guess say love you.
Oh, Sean Bean. All right. Oh, there goes
Oh
his head.
fuck. Well, there was an episode. Emilio. Anything else on this one? I
Yep.
mean, it's delightful.
Yeah, it's a fun, easy watch.
Yeah.
Good,
Holds
good
up.
practical effects.
23-year-old movie holds up real well.
Yeah.
A lot of shaky camera, almost like Blair Witch esque or like
now
20,
that one
20
camera
days
shot.
later.
Oh yes, I didn't even talk about the camera shot that
Yeah.
I like so much.
Oh,
Early on, first act, they go through and they're doing they're still doing the training exercise, and they're clearing a area, and it's maybe a full minute, maybe even more, of a long shot of them coming
they
in the
finished the training.
grove.
This is right
No,
before they
that
ran
was-
down and met Megan.
This okay. This
that
is
was
their
right
lead.
after they
They had
pulled
Sarge with
Ryan
them.
from
Yeah.
It's
the.
the other side
Yeah.
of that.
They had the gutted Sarge with them.
Yeah, they have that one, and they come in, and the camera just circles them, and then follows them back out the other side. I just loved
Yeah, it
it.
was a
A
phenomenal
long cut.
There were a couple
like,
really good shots in this
shot.
that Marshall just crushed it.
And I think that gives a little bit of credit to like you and Ryan and your experience in the industry is that like I didn't even notice it. I was just enjoying the filmography, just enjoying the movie, and you guys were like, "Oh my gosh!" Like that was one long extended cut, and I didn't even like you guys rewound it for me because I didn't even notice
Yeah.
like how skillfully crafted that scene was and how good of a job that cameraman did. Like it was incredible. Like I mean, they're running down this hill, and he had to have been running backwards
Oh,
down
yeah.
this hill in the woods, getting them, and then just moves throughout the scene. It really well done.
Once you start doing it a little bit, it's hard to not notice those things.
Some people hate it when we do
Yeah.
that. Sally does
Like
not
your
love
wife.
it.
Sally doesn't love it.
Holy shit! Did you see how they did that? I don't care. Okay, well, I'm gonna rewind it twice.
She didn't see it the first time. She was on her phone.
Yeah, she didn't see it any of the times.
Well, then there was my dumb question. Was like, hey, Ryan, how do they make it go so fast? And he's like, normally they shoot at a normal speed and then they just speed it up.
Speed it up.
turn that dial.
I'm like, well, that makes sense.
Well, they put it on one of them four-wheelers.
They make sense. That makes sense.
They were actually all on a treadmill, like in Winter Soldier, where they're running through
That
that
big
tunnel.
ass treadmill.
It's a long treadmill.
I will say the one thing that excites me the most about this movie and the way it was written and the whole lead up to the to what they were facing, and then Meg talking about, you know, kind of revealing who she is, and it, and then of course Ryan talking about why he was there,
Yeah.
and it was purpose. For me, it just leads to those movies with the conspiracy that, you know, those were, you know, government weapons, they were government assets. The government was trying to get those type of species so they could turn them into super soldiers. So I really enjoyed that part of it.
Yeah.
I really do, because it expands into other movies and other conspiracy theories. So I really like that
A
part.
little
of it.
deeper and darker than
It
just being
is.
a
It's
werewolf
just, yeah,
movie.
it's just not a werewolf. It's not like the Wolfman. You're not watching the Wolfman.
Right.
You're actually watching something that could be used as a weapon, and that could be used.
If you can exploit it, they'll find a way to exploit it.
I mean, think about it. You send something like that, you know, 7 or 8 of those things into a guerrilla warfare. They can't be heard. They can't be seen.
How
until
many
they're right up
bullets
on
did
you.
those things take throughout the
I
movie? And we're
mean-
just fine.
I mean, yeah.
All of
Yeah.
them.
Put them in a Oklahoma truck stop. They're going to be the belle of the ball.
Also, that brought up one other question I had. So they're just taking these bullets left and right, and it's not even slowing them down. But then, like, there's one scene where they take that sword and chop one of the werewolf's hands off from like the forearm. Does it grow back, or like what?
So like
he
some of
just
the
one-handed?
werewolf lore, it would.
Yeah.
So, like,
what we
in,
just read.
Brian
Yeah,
Aspen's
Aspen's-
Good Dogs.
Yeah.
They're talking about one of the scenes, and
When they're in werewolf form, they're
Yeah.
almost immortal. Like they
Right.
can grow back.
Unless
They
it's
can
silver.
regenerate.
yeah,
Yeah.
they get limbs torn off.
So limbs just-
disemboweled.
How
and
long does it
they,
take for that limb
They
to
put
just,
themselves back together before
do they need
happens
to
into the
grab
light.
that severed limb and like stick it back on, or is it like it'll regrow?
It didn't go into that
Yeah, they
much
didn't
detail.
go full
Yeah.
into
the,
it.
the reference was just, they put themselves back together.
Then they were
Yeah.
healed before the sun
And,
came up.
Yeah, they were healed
Right.
before sunrise.
So when they turn back
So-
to human form, they were all put together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like if they lost an arm and then the sun came up, would they come back to human form with just one arm? And then when they a month
Potentially.
later at the next full moon, could they regrow that arm? So there's without an arm for a month.
Come on,
Maybe.
man.
I just
Clown
fucking
the
should
midnight.
be wearing a sweatshirt.
What are you
Wear a
asking me these
sweatshirt
questions
a
for?
few weeks.
You're clouding the issue with technicalities here.
Right. The other
Sure.
and speaking of the way that you destroy them, when he was fighting at the end, was it Ryan with the sword? In his
Yeah.
hand? He
Yeah.
stuck him with that tiny little silver dagger,
Uh-huh.
but that's not what killed him.
That's Cooper.
Cooper was the one. That,
Cooper stabbed Ryan.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah. So Cooper stabs Ryan with the little silver dagger,
yeah.
but then shoots him, and his head explodes.
That made
Yeah.
him vulnerable
So like the silver just has to be in him to make him vulnerable, and then the bullets
to the
work.
bullet.
Yeah.
They
was
spin
The
it
the
like,
bullet wasn't like a
assumption.
silver
they spin
bullet.
it like kryptonite.
Got it.
Silver's kryptonite.
Yeah,
Now you can beat him up.
got it.
Yeah.
So silver doesn't actually kill him; it just takes down their regenerative abilities. I guess.
Technically, it could, but it's the,
Well, yeah, sure. Yeah.
You gotta stab him in the right spot.
The penis.
Prostate.
prison wallet.
The prison wallet.
Yeah, I mean, I want to watch this again. I love this movie.
It's fun.
It still stands up. Still like it.
I think if we watch it 3 more times, we will fully understand
We'll know exactly what they were trying to
what
do.
they're saying and what they're.
You think we'll pick up on that slang?
I think we will. And I
We'll
think
get there.
then-
Scottish slang.
then we can go to
You know what we can
Scotland.
do with that? I mean, if we go to Scotland.
Forget it immediately tomorrow. Yes, you are correct.
Imagine sitting around at a specific restaurant and just having that dialect between the 4 of us.
We can do that now. No one knows what we're saying. Neither do we. You could 100% do that.
We could.
I don't think I've ever seen a movie that had so many actual Scottish actors in it. I mean, like even
Were any of them
even-
Scottish?
even Braveheart. Were any of them Scottish in Braveheart? And they were literally portraying Scotsmen.
One was an Irishman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he was representing Ireland, not even the Scots.
No, he wasn't.
Talking
Not the Irishman in the film, but
Oh, gotcha.
the guy that plays Chibs in Sons of Anarchy.
Yes,
And I can't remember his name right now.
to do with the
Yeah.
scar. Wasn't he the Irishman? He's like, oh, this I own that country.
No, that's the other guy. That's the other crazy guy, Steven.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
What is the actor that?
It's
Plays Chibs
right
now.
there. Oh,
Yeah, he got it. He got in a fight after a club when he was like 16, 17.
He's a
Yeah,
huge
it was
guy.
called like
He got
the
jumped and-
Dublin Smile or the something Smile.
Yeah.
Something where like they literally like cut his face on both. It's like the
Yeah.
the
They,
term
they
for
come across and
Yeah.
because he did it to the agent in like season 4.
Why so sad?
I gotta look this up now. It's gonna bother me.
O'Malley. Oh,
it. Doesn't he have like a girl's name?
No, you're thinking of
Shannon?
Pig, Kim Coates.
Kim Coates. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
I mean,
Shannon.
he could have painted his face. He'd have been the Scottish Joker.
Wow.
Got a whole nother
Tommy Flanagan.
Flanagan.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't Heath Ledger have that in the
Oh yeah.
Scars?
Suicide Smile.
That's right.
Anything else on this one? I think
Top
we got-
top five werewolf movie for me.
it's,
I love.
I like it when they do something different,
I
Yeah.
do. I do.
and they do something different.
But I love it when they make it realistic versus some 4-legged puppeteer creature that's not realistic.
practical effects over
Just the-
CGI every time.
Love it when they do things like this.
Yeah.
Walk.
Yeah.
Puppet.
I mean,
Great movie.
Hey, Patrick, Robbie, thanks for joining us again.
Yeah.
Thanks for the invite.
thanks for the invite.
I'd like to thank James, but he's dead because he got a
Got a flu
shot in his arm.
Yeah.
It's okay. He'll be back with us soon enough. Send all your prayers and check orders to the Human Fund for James.
Thoughts and prayers, James. Thoughts and prayers.
Some prayers, baby. All right, Charlie.